So I'm with Bambi today. I'm going to talk about high school. But before that, let's just go into our day. Yesterday we played basketball.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Dude.
And I thought it was going to be chill because I was like, okay, not many people were coming. I was like, we could just work on our games because usually when we play on Sundays, we were just playing full court.
Yeah,
so
Sundays is our we go hard in the
yeah, so you don't have time to really work on shit. So I was like, okay, at least 2-on-2, we can work on shit. And then we just ended up playing games.
Yeah, I still need to work on my drive and my handles. Yeah. They're decent. They're just not
But at least your shot was better yesterday.
My shot was on.
Yeah.
My shot was on. But dude, I thought yesterday was gonna be a chill day and slowly escalate to as I go into work because I work at a bar. Thought it was gonna be ramping up, but it was straight up. And then it just kept going up because we played basketball, and then we were, like you said, we were gonna play twos, work on our fundamentals and all the skills we can work on, so we could take on to Sundays, and then it became threes and fours, and I was like, oh my god. And then I had work right after. And I was like, okay, usually I get 30 minutes downtime at the beginning of my shift to get everything all set up.
Yeah.
I get into work and literally within 5 minutes, it just gets slammed.
Right.
I was like, oh my god. And there was a lot of drama, drama that happened. So that didn't help. But I was already sore. And I was like, okay, I could slowly cut the lines. I could slowly restock whatever needs to be restocked, get this ice all situated, everything like that. And I turn around and just a wave of people coming in. I'm like, oh shit. And then we ran out of ice upstairs, so I had to get it from the back. And
shit.
It was it was a mess. We did really well, and we made a lot of money, but Jesus, I was not ready for that. My body is still sore.
You just a train hit you.
Yeah. Oh, Cameron and Argon were there.
Last night?
Yeah.
Bruh.
They did the same thing they did yesterday. I think they went to go scope it out again or more because they visited me a week or two ago.
Yeah.
Just to say what's up, and they did the same thing, but they kind of I thought they were going towards the exit, but I think they went towards the back bar. So I got to see some old high school friends, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And that's a really small tie into what we're going to talk about today, which is it'll be a little bit of everything, but also we're going to try and keep it solely focused on our high school experiences and how that kind of shaped us. So with that, it's your boy Maui.
And your boy Bambi.
And this is
Couch Surfing.
Let's get into it. I was when I started out in high school, I was a closet anime comic book geek. But I just never brought it up because I had no one to bring it up with.
How'd you get into it? Just
honestly, start off. I know this doesn't count for a lot of people, but start off with Yu-Gi-Oh.
I feel like that counts though. I mean, I feel like that's where everyone at least gets a glimpse of what anime could be.
Yeah. So I started off with Yu-Gi-Oh, and then I found out that there was Dragon Ball. So I'd always the routine for my life, when I was growing up, was that I would get this was before I even went to school, elementary school. Was I'd get picked up, or I'd go with my mom because she worked in Mountain View, and that's where my grandma lived at the time. So she would drop me off at my grandma's, so she can also get carpool. So it was a win-win. And my dad would go to work too, so no one could take care of me at the house.
Got it.
So she would drop me off at my grandma's. She'd go off to work. And then there was really not many people at the house a lot because I was one of the youngest cousins in our family. So I was there with myself. And then eventually I had a cousin who's a year below me. So it was just her and I, and we didn't do much. So my grandma didn't really not care, but she just
let you do whatever.
Kind of within the realm of being a good boy.
Yeah.
But watching TV was one of them. And there was multiple TVs in the house, so if she was watching her Filipino soaps in the living room, I'd just go to either her room or someone else's room and watch whatever I wanted to watch, cartoons. And DirecTV, it was DirecTV. They had a throwback Nickelodeon
channel.
Was it Nickelodeon? No, it was Toonami. That's what it was.
Okay.
Because that's where Dragon Ball was on.
Yeah.
And then eventually they I think they threw it on a Nickelodeon show or a different channel, but they had Dragon Ball all the time.
Yeah.
And then I watched Bleach a little bit too, but I didn't know it was Bleach at the time.
Yeah, I think Bleach was on Adult Swim though, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
It was. And then I watched the one that I don't think a lot of people know. It's called Bobo 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 Bo.
I've heard of that one. I've seen
I don't even know what it was about.
This name is just so funny.
Yeah, it was just like
the other one. I don't know if you remember this. It's like Zatch Bell, the kid that has like the book or whatever.
No,
I think that was the other one that was on like Adult Swim or like Toonami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into it, and then I didn't pick it back up because I was so focused on like school and soccer a lot.
Yeah.
Probably my sophomore year, I started like sneaking into it a little bit more because this one was how we got into Card Fight, Vanguard.
Okay.
Because like I was just like on YouTube, just like scrolling around, and I was like, oh, check this show out, and I watched it, and I was like, oh, it's a card game show like Yu-Gi-Oh. All right.
Yeah.
I'm like, can you buy the cards from there like Yu-Gi-Oh? And you could, and I was like all right.
Damn.
And we didn't do anything with that until college, but like that was.
Oh damn! You started watching that in high school?
Yeah, I only watched I watched the whole first 2 seasons because that's all they had at the time, and then I stopped because there was nothing left.
Damn.
But then that got me into like the realm of like, oh, actually, the very first one I saw was One Piece.
Oh, in high school?
No, this was like when I was like in middle school.
Damn.
I don't remember where. I think I saw
Cartoon
like an
Network?
episode on TV, and then I started YouTubing it.
Damn.
And
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I like this show concept. I like the characters. Like,
And
really
One Piece
good.
has been going on forever, so.
It's still been going on, yeah. So that was the very first one, and that's probably why like I have so much draw to it a lot. It's because like it was the first anime that got me into like the world of anime. And then probably my senior year when I stopped focusing on soccer more because of injuries and I wasn't playing.
Yeah, where you had more downtime.
Yeah, I was like hopping on the internet and like watching all these shows, and people were telling me about Crunchyroll. And then I'd find like a couple of niches in our high school that like would open the.
Yeah, I would have thought like maybe Chris or like even Dennis maybe would have put you on the anime, but
No, I mean they would bring up like the typical Dragon Ball. You know what I mean? But that
just
was really
like mainstream stuff.
Yeah, that was it. You know, it wasn't anything crazy.
I think Crunchyroll, and then like once Netflix became a streaming service, that's
well,
what changed the game.
Hulu has like a lot of like anime. Like once they figured out that like that's a lot of people's like
that's what they watch kind
of. It's like it's like their guilty pleasure. They were like, let's just fucking like bring it out to the open.
Yeah.
Now everyone's trying to find that like anime girlfriend, not like from the shows, but like a girlfriend
who watch anime.
With.
I feel like there's a lot of people now that watch anime.
Yeah,
because like a couple episodes ago when we had Charles on, he was talking about how there's like a lot of YouTubers who mention anime, so now it's getting a little bit more traction to mainstream.
The only problem though is there's a lot of those pseudo like I watch anime too, but they've only watched like one of the main like because there used to be the big four, right? It was One Piece, Bleach.
I feel like Naruto.
Naruto was in there.
Dragon Ball is probably
those were the big four.
Yeah, and then like for I guess childhood stuff, Pokemon would maybe be in there.
Yeah, like it is technically an anime, but like the way that
Pokemon and like
turned it into.
What's the other one from with like the girls? Damn, it was from like when we were younger that most people have seen.
There's Digimon too.
Yeah. There's just like some base shows that.
Wasn't totally Spies.
No.
Okay.
Damn, why am I? Because I have a friend who.
Sailor Moon.
Yeah, Sailor Moon. I was like, I have a friend who doesn't watch anime, but she's seen that, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. But that's what a lot of people do.
Yeah.
It's like, I watch anime, and you're like, which ones? And
like, they just say Sailor Moon.
Naruto.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't say Bleach because like that's not a big four anymore. But they'll say like a lot of people now is like whatever's like mainstream. We were talking about this earlier, but like Demon Slayer was very mainstream like last couple of years.
Yeah.
So everyone was like hopping on that Demon Slayer trend.
But I feel like
hype.
Do you think Demon Slayer was big enough for people that didn't know anime to hop onto it?
It was so good of a show that like it was hard to like
not watch,
not be like
let me
you're
check
just in it for the hype. Like there was the hype. The hype it lived up to the hype.
That's good.
And then if you finish up the manga, like it really was a really good. They put it together well, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like at our high school there might have been a lot more people who watch anime, but they just don't.
I mean, our high school was so.
It was a lot of white
people,
people,
big
but
culture bias to it that like if you came out as that like anime guy,
but
there was like a fear. It wasn't like you were gonna be, but there was the fear of being shunned by like.
There was also those people who still played like Yu-Gi-Oh or like I want to say it was just Yu-Gi-Oh, but like and people look down on them or whatever. Yeah,
but that's always just because like people don't know what they're like looking at. Because like honestly, if think about it, those games were. I mean, not only did they build friendships, but man, like for the most part, like you had to have some form of tactic in your
Yeah,
head.
and it kind of like there's not that much math involved, but it's still like it's like.
But it helps.
Yeah, it
I
helps
mean,
you
like,
just
it
do
helps 'cause
basic
you gotta
stuff.
do quick addition, especially if you're playing in tournaments. Because like we know, I didn't play in Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments because it's not that Yu-Gi-Oh is beyond me, but like it's just like from what I've always heard, it's very toxic.
Yeah. And it's been around for so long that like there's probably only a select group of people that are really, really good, and everyone else kind of gets fucked.
Well, in those games, it's like Yu-Gi-Oh and even Magic. There's always like, and even Vanguard had this kind of thing, but it was like you would hit like this infinite loop, and then it was game over.
Yeah.
Like you literally like we were playing I joined like this like slapstick Magic tournament like a few weeks ago with Chris and Kendall and all them. And it's my brother's friends who hosted it because they're also into Magic.
Oh, damn.
And that was everyone's end game, right? It was like, that was quick. I played Chris and like two other guys. It was like a free-for-all 4v,
Like a commander
free-for-all
thing?
Yeah, it was commander.
Got it.
And so, literally, like, Chris just happened to hit his infinite loop, like, immediately. And that was game over. Like, we couldn't do anything about it. You know what I mean? Like, that's how Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh works. Like, you get the right cards, and then it's just like, oh yeah, boom, and I'm gonna keep doing this move and this move and this move. Vanguard, it had that towards the end.
Yeah.
And it was just like it broke the game, and then they had to literally do a standard reset like Magic does. Because like if you play like standard Magic, they'll say which boxes or which sets
you can use
in standard. And like as they update, they also like cut off the
like
end ones because it'll break the game. Or they are trying to prevent that as much as possible.
That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know why in high school people would just like look down on others. I don't know, maybe like if I might have also been a part of that, like after a while, maybe just because of like other people's opinions influenced me.
Yeah, but it was always gossip though.
Yeah,
you know, like.
But now I feel like when you look back, it's like, why did it matter? Because like everyone has their own thing, right? Like some people play sports, some people like do cards.
Yeah.
Like we have a couple of friends who did like magic tricks. Like that was their thing. Like why did it matter?
But that was the thing is like those friends, and we know who we're talking about specifically, who owned it. You know what I mean? And he became popular for it.
Yeah, and they did like they were like, oh, people are gonna ask like it's coming like prom's coming up. Let me ask someone with a magic trick. Like they were like fully into it. They didn't care.
Yeah.
Like,
and then you get people like me who was just like, first year, like my freshman year, I was like, okay, like I'm gonna get into this and like do everything and like, meet everybody, and I did. Like I met you, I met like everybody from our class, except for like the people that were like, don't talk to those guys, they're douchebags.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like our PE class probably helped with that. We just had a wide variety of people, so we kind of knew different circles. But yeah, I don't know. High school's weird.
There was a lot more people I knew at my high school than I thought I would, because I was like, oh, there's only like 5 people from my middle school going to the same high school, and I didn't know anyone else outside of that I thought of. And then like as I jumped in, like I was like, oh, I know someone from your school who's like technically a 12th cousin of mine. Yeah. And then remember Tyler Bruno?
yeah.
I knew him because we played baseball together.
Oh, I didn't.
So I knew like a bunch of people.
I'm surprised you didn't know more people from just playing soccer.
A lot of the soccer people I played with all went to public schools.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was more of a thing of like once I got onto like I wouldn't say better teams, but more competitive and more like we're gonna go travel teams. That's when I because I was like the oldest one in my soccer team.
Okay, got it.
Right, because I was like in that area where I could have been like.
Yeah, because your birthday's hella late.
So. Yeah, so I could have been with in the same grade as all of my soccer teammates.
Yeah.
And be the oldest one in high school, or one of the oldest ones in high school, or I did what I did, and as my parents started me early, and then I'd be the oldest person on my soccer team.
Got it.
So either way, I'd be the oldest person on my soccer team, but I played a grade above everybody on my teams.
Got it.
So the coach I went to was also my high school coach, and he would recruit people. Like, I don't know. Like, I think you're allowed to recruit people at our high school. I know. I'm pretty sure every. There's like some form of recruiting process that's like it's recruiting, but not.
Yeah.
But like, it wasn't like my coach was like, "Hey, I'm gonna get you a scholarship come to the high school."
Yeah, it was just like you.
But he would talk to the parents and be like, "Yo, St. Francis, I went there. You know, I have some of my soccer teammates who go there. They all have like." In a sense, it was recruitment, but at the same time, it wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like,
or they'd be like,
it was like just like kind of throwing that pitch out there. Like I think recruiting, like you actually like, here, let me show you the school, and like,
yeah, you do like a walkthrough and all this.
You try to really sell them, but like what he did wasn't anything close to that. It was more like I mean, honestly, he would be like, talk to the person who goes there.
It was more of like just to get it in your
like if you're looking, because like again, I was a freshman and a lot of people were junior or 8th graders.
Yeah.
So they were like, oh, St. Francis is like, they would come to me first before they even came to my coach. I'm like, oh, the coach is the coach there. And he's like, oh, he is? I'm like, yeah. I mean, they kind of knew that, but like, you know,
yeah.
I was like, yeah, you know, like, I really didn't like it too much there. Not that I had anything against St. Francis, but like, I just didn't fit in.
I feel like I would have been fine going to public school, honestly.
It depends on which one.
I was gonna go to Santa Clara, but like
that's a good public school.
I was like, I would have been fine. Like I wouldn't have cared either way. I'm also a type of person that's like, you could put me wherever, I'll figure it out.
That's
kind
me
of
too.
Like worst case, I'll just sit by myself, do my own thing.
And that's what I did at St. Francis, because you know, like I said, the first year and even like close to this, like beginning of the second year or sophomore year, I was like I was just being really social. A lot of socialism, or not socialism, a lot of socialness.
Yeah.
And I just learned, like, through it, I was like, this isn't me. Like, not the social part, but, like, how I was becoming social.
Like, it wasn't natural.
How I got my foot in the door and how I was, like, trying to talk to people. Like, this is how I want to represent myself, like, with everybody. Like, and you always represent yourself differently to everybody. But at the same time, I was like, on a, like, real me wouldn't have done this. You know what I mean? Like, the real me wouldn't have made this move. The real me wouldn't have. So, like, after, like I say, the second month into my sophomore year, I didn't cut everybody off, but I was just like,
I'm just going to be more me.
Yeah. And just made me, like, just shed off all the people that weren't into the real me. I didn't mind it.
Yeah. I also feel like sometimes, I mean, I used to think about, like, changing schools or whatever like this. Like, it's an opportunity for you to, I guess, be a different version of you in a way.
Just discover yourself.
Yeah. So,
oh, go ahead.
So I guess like after a couple of years, it makes sense. Like if you're like, oh, this isn't really what I'm trying to do, and you go back to who you really are.
Yeah, you got to remember too. In high school, like nobody knew who they were.
Yeah, and there's a lot of bullshit.
And the people who did were the ones that got the most shit.
Yeah, it's so dumb. Like
he's too like pretty much it was like almost a compliment, but like and people wouldn't say this.
It's like a backhand compliment.
What their words meant, but like this person's too real to hang out with us.
Yeah,
you know,
or it's like. It takes people a long time to figure out who they are, so they kind of look down on people who already know who they are.
Yeah.
Like
it's
because
like
it's I don't know if it's out of jealousy or like what it is.
It's that like belittling to make myself look better. Kind of thing, you know? Like I'm gonna like, because I happened to a friend of ours, and like I kind of felt bad, and like I think we talked about this at basketball yesterday.
You could explain the situation. I might recall.
It's Cam.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like a lot of, I don't know if they were also joking, but it didn't seem like it from outside perspective, right? Because he was that guy who was just really.
He's just quiet.
He was quiet.
Yeah.
But he was cool.
Yeah.
He was just quiet, and like he hung out with a couple people that were on our soccer team that would belittle him, and I couldn't tell if they were being serious or not. And a lot of times I thought they were. Or even if they said like they were joking, it didn't seem like they were joking.
Yeah. It was like a little too hard.
It was like it was that like passive aggressive backhanded stuff. And I always felt like I didn't feel bad. And this is why I wasn't his friend.
Yeah.
But I was just like,
I feel bad because like you're picking on an easy target in a sense. You know, if like quiet people usually don't say stuff back.
Yeah.
But I'm also sometimes I get mad at my when I see that I'm just like, why don't you just like say something back?
Right.
But like.
But that's the thing with him and I, it was like, he actually did talk back to me, which was, I didn't care. I wasn't like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, it was just like, you know, two friends just shooting their shit at each other.
Yeah, I mean, like, Kevin was also quiet, but no one picked on Kevin because Kevin was just doing his own shit.
I always just like, I wouldn't say pick.
We just feel like, Kevin, you have some dumb moments, bro.
Oh, he did. Like, we'd play basketball, and like, he was like one of the only people who could almost dunk, so we would try and like, but we went to that park a lot.
The Springer,
with the short hoops.
Yeah.
And I remember this was just one, like, it's the instant that burned in my head, but like we were just tossing like alley-oops to each other. And he said something, but I don't think anyone caught it. Because he was like, I just want to really just pack something real quick. And so we were still throwing hoops. And someone threw it to him, and he just freaking swatted the hell out of it. Everyone was like, what are you doing, Kevin?
Bruh. Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't pick on him, but I would like, it wasn't even prying. I would just like, not point out. I don't know how to.
I mean, he had like, because he was shyer, like freshman year, there was this situation where he liked this girl, but he was too nervous to ask her. Yeah. So we were like, Kevin, you got to do this. You got to do this. Yeah. Like, we like cornered him into doing it, I guess.
You guys are mean.
But I mean, we're looking out for him, but he wasn't looking out for himself.
Yeah, I don't know. I always gravitated towards like those people. They're like quiet, not because like.
Yeah, because they're just the most of themselves, I feel.
Yeah.
They're not trying to put on like...
They won't open up until like they're real, they can be real with you.
I mean, even now when we hoop, Kevin doesn't talk that much. Like, you would think he would like talk a lot of shit, or he just like makes jokes or just like whatever.
Him and I will joke at each other. Like, he calls me the barbed wire every time I play D on him.
Yeah. Like,
and I'll just be like, he's like, if you ever see me play, I mean, you always see me playing basketball, but like, I don't talk trash. I just I just joke around. I feel like
no one really. The only person who talks trash is Joe, but Joe will only talk trash to a few people.
Right.
Like,
or Zach will talk trash to me. But him and I have like that, like mutual like trash talk.
Yeah. Like every time I guard Joe, he'll be like, "How do you want it?" I'm like, "Bro, stop, bro." Like,
exactly. Same with but that was like Zach and I. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like Kevin and I. Like it's never like real trash talking.
Yeah.
It'll be like the subtle. Ball's out and be like, "That was touch Zach last." Like seen it hit him. And he was nowhere near the ball, kind of shit.
Damn, yeah. It's weird because now you still run into a lot of people from high school. So I wonder if, I bet you they're not the same person because like you're out of that environment, so you don't, again, have to put up that face. But even then,
like, they still hang out with the same people.
Yeah.
But like, again, high school and college change you a lot. Cause that's like the biggest moment of either like self-discovery.
Yeah.
And if you don't use that time to do that, then you just
grow. I mean, people just grow in different ways.
Yeah. They'll either keep growing into that persona, and then like as you see with a lot of people, it'll lead to them like getting tired a lot, just because like you got to keep up this like facade forever.
It was always weird seeing like in high school you heard about like, oh, this person's like a douche or like mean or whatever, but you'd see them in a class with you where their friends weren't in that class, and they'd be a whole different person, and I'm like. But this person's not that bad. Like, what the heck?
For sure. But that was, I've noticed that because there was a couple people in our class specifically that had like bad raps. Yeah, and they were always nice to me.
And I feel like it might have just been because of the people they were around. Maybe
it's probably that. It's probably a little like that, and also like the people they did like pick on. There was like mutual hate. You know what I mean? It was like I hate you and you hate me. So
high school beef
always
is weird.
Shit to you.
Yeah, high school beef does not make any sense.
Yeah. But like, and then those, because I always like, I was telling someone this. Oh, I was telling my coworkers last night. I was like, Muhammad Ali said this once, and it was like, if you treat the waiter, or if you treat me good but the waiter bad, like I'm still not going to respect you for what you do, because if I was in his position, you would treat me the same way.
Yeah.
You just so I believe that a lot, but like in high school at that time, like I didn't know the full story. I didn't know what was going on. I never took people's words for what it was until I got either both sides or even if I got it from the source itself. So like when someone was telling me that so-and-so was a douchebag, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to like walk into this person with caution, but at the same time, I'm not going to just immediately label him.
Like label him,
Instead of like having that like friend, like group, mob mentality where it's like, oh, he did. Girls do this a lot. Like, or it's like portrayed with girls a lot.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you don't like him? We all don't like him now. Because we're all friends.
Yeah, I mean...
You know what I mean? Like, I've heard that so many... My mom tried to do that. Not in a bad way again, but my mom was like... I don't know if I actually can bring up this topic or this situation. But she was doing something like that with family.
Oh, yeah.
She was like, oh, you gotta take your family's side. I'm like, well, I'm not going to take their side if they're wrong. And she went, oh. And I kind of meant it as a joke. Because, like, I probably will take that person's side because I trust that person a lot. Yeah. But at the same time, like, if that's legit and they are, like, on the wrong side of the argument, I'm not going to be like, I'm still on your side or we're both on the losing side.
That's what sucks. Like, I always tell people I'm ride or die. But me and my dad would have these conversations where I'm like, okay, if I actually got in trouble for some shit and, like, it was me going to jail or something like that, I'd be like, don't just try and be like, oh, we're going to try and get him out of this. be like, if I actually did it,
Yeah,
I
it's a
should go to
legitimate
fucking
thing.
jail. Like,
Right. That's the whole thing. That's what I mean. Yeah. If you're on the wrong side of
Like,
this
it doesn't
argument,
matter,
if I
yeah.
don't agree with your argument, I'm still on your side, but I'm gonna let you
Like-
know you're on the wrong side.
yeah, or like, yeah, if someone did some fucked up shit and they do go to like jail or
Or-
something,
yeah.
like, I'd be like, okay, well, when they get out, we'll make sure they have like the
We'll
right
make sure that
resources
they're
and
back
stuff.
on their
Yeah.
feet, yeah.
But I'm not gonna be like, oh, you did something wrong. We're gonna try and get you out of this situation. Nah, bro. Like, go do
own
your
up
time.
But that's
Yeah,
the thing is, like, you gotta own that situation to learn the lesson, or else you're gonna get back right where you started.
yeah. I mean,
And let me rephrase what I meant. Like, you'll still be my ride or die.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
We're not on the same side on this topic.
like, I mean, if we're at a bar and my homie gets into a fight, I have to back the homie up. Like, even if he's the one that started it. But like,
it depends, though.
those are like some situations
I mean,
where it's like, bro.
But that's the thing is, I don't hang out with homies who get me. In that
Yeah, yeah.
situation anyways, but if I did, I wouldn't want to fight back. I probably would just
Yeah,
to like
just-
end the fight,
yeah,
not to
yeah.
fight.
Just be like, bro,
But
we gotta
I'll
stop
do what
doing
I
this.
can to stop it.
Yeah.
Not like, and if it means like, because I don't like throwing hands.
Yeah,
Not that I'm not afraid of punching. I have like a good.
you know, you
I have a
just don't want
decent
shit to
background in-
escalate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But if you swing and someone goes down, more people are gonna jump on you.
yeah.
Whether if you like just like lock someone up or if you just like hold them back real quick.
Yeah, and
There's
there's just
gonna be a better ending to that situation than people just dropping bodies.
yeah, like yeah, it's so weird because like with the ride or die thing, people have different interpretations. Like, you don't have to always be on your friend's side on every single
Yeah.
situation. Like, it's not how that works.
Well, that's how it goes a lot. Is like you'll see those people who do that, and then like they'll talk to like their other friends and be like, "I really am not on that side, but I have to."
Yeah, I feel like Kendall does that, bro.
Oh, 100%.
But
He does.
That's
And
what-
it's. I mean, it's him though. You know what I mean? Not saying like he's the exception, but like,
yeah.
he's
But,
gonna do
yeah.
what he does, and we're gonna do what we do. kind
And
of
again,
thing.
it's like a lot of people develop that habit in like high school, and they probably just kept it. So like,
I made a dumb situation like that. I mean, it wasn't dumb. I actually kind of believed in this guy's like stance, but like when I looked back at it, I was like, we were just really dumb in this situation.
yeah,
You know, it was. I don't want to discuss all the details because like I think people would get mad at me for what I do. We didn't do anything bad, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
just like
I mean, you don't
how we handled it.
yeah,
Right? If anything escalated in that, because it
It
was
would've-
kind of like we were getting geared up to fight, and like it was like not, yeah, it was
it was all.
one of those things where I was like, I'm so glad like nothing really came out of it of what we expected.
Like, I think you've mentioned that you're not someone who really has regrets or anything. But would you do anything different? Like, if
In
you
high
redid
school?
high school,
I mean, there's small little instances like I would talk to that one girl,
or like certain instances
Well,
like that you handled wrong or whatever.
yeah, I mean, like all the mistakes I made, I don't mind making them.
Yeah.
All the things I should have, it's like more of those like what ifs, you know, like, or not what ifs, but like I should have, you know, like why didn't I talk to that person?
yeah,
You know, I could have just easily said what's up. It wasn't like something out of my character to not say hi to someone, you know, or blowing that one person off because. So like, there's always those like moments of regret, but again, they turn into like lessons of like.
yeah.
oh,
You just don't do those things moving forward. Like,
Yeah.
next time you see a girl, you're like, I'm gonna just go talk to him.
Right.
Whatever.
So I do that now, but like if I did have that, and that's the thing, I don't think I would. Even then, I don't think I would take it back. But like, you know,
Honestly, I don't know. In college, when I was talking to people about their high school experience, I met more people that was like, high school was trash, and I'm like, damn, like I didn't think high school was good, like amazing, but I didn't think it was shit. Like I was just like, it was just whatever. Like it was high school.
it was
That-
awful.
like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either because I kept bashing high school, but that was again because like how polarizing my experience was
Yeah.
to like a majority of our school because we went to a nice private school that was more of higher class students, and I wasn't out of that.
Yeah.
I was not of that stature by any means. So saying it wasn't like a jealousy thing. I just realized that like it was again, and now I think about it, like I'll get into that idea of what I thought about now. But at the time, you know, I was like I saw a lot of people like trying to fake it to join those like higher like cliques. And one of my friends at the time did that and just kind of like threw me to the side, and I was just like, okay, that was like the big like I don't want to hang out with any of these people. 'Cause
Yeah.
a lot of those people kept doing that kind of shit, and I was like, but now I think about it, and it's just like I really I kind of glad that happened because then I took all that time to just
Focus on you.
focus on me. Exactly. I didn't hang out with a lot of people.
And in a way, it's it's easier when someone removes themselves from your life.
Yeah.
Because then you just be like, okay, now I know what I have or what I'm working with, I guess.
Right. Instead of being
you got to cut them off. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
instead of cutting them off
harder.
and thinking, oh, I shouldn't have. No, they cut me off, and now I have this freedom. And that's what I did a lot of times in high school. I didn't have a clique ever.
Yeah, yeah.
I would literally jump from group to group. I was like that chameleon that would just I could fit in anywhere, but everyone kind of knew that I wasn't part of their group at the same time. They could still talk whatever they needed to talk about with me around. That was kind of nice to have, but at the same time, I just I wasn't that shut in, keep to myself, but I was very. I don't know. You and I talked a lot. You know what I mean? We would have our.
Yeah, we'd have class almost every year.
Yeah. So it wasn't I was like Kevin or Cameron shy, where I didn't talk at all. Yeah. It's just I was selective with who I was talking to.
I think for me, I definitely had the clique or the group that I hang out with that just plays basketball and stuff. But I used to talk to most people in our class, and I'd be fine when we were near our classroom or if I just saw them by themselves after school or whatever. But whenever people were in their cliques, it wouldn't be the same. So I wouldn't talk to them that much.
Right. That happened in our senior compro class, right? We hung out with people I would have never imagined.
Well, yeah, because they're all younger than us.
Younger than us, but there was also Amy.
Yeah, Amy.
I never hung out with her a single minute outside of class.
Yeah.
Every time we were in class, we would chat each other's ears off. All three of us.
Amy's situation is kind of interesting because I actually knew her from freshman year because she was hanging out with all the Asian girls or whatever, and they had a falling out. But I was still cool with Amy because I was she didn't do nothing to me, so I don't really care.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. High school.
High school was weird.
High school was weird. There was a lot of good times though. PE was very fun our first year.
Yeah.
We had. I want to say we had the best PE class because we had we either had the super jocks from each. Each sport discipline mixed with the class clowns, mixed with the cool people, mixed with the unathletics. You know what I mean?
And we had the old head teacher who was I served in.
Yeah, we had the military teacher because it was either military, basketball, baseball.
Yeah. Right.
Those were the only 3 PE teachers, and we had the coolest one in my opinion. Because we went to a Catholic high school. Were you Catholic? You weren't Catholic, right?
So technically my family's Christian, I guess, but my grandpa was the one who converted. So I still have family that's not.
Right.
But my grandpa was super religious, and then my dad's pretty religious. But I'm just kind of open to whatever. I'm just more of just be a good person.
Yeah. Yeah. That's similar to mine because my grandma was the religious praying every day, does the rosary every day, goes to church whenever she was able to.
Yeah.
All the time. And same on my mom's side too. She wasn't as church going, but she was very religious. We always do prayer before dinner kind of thing,
Yeah, or before you eat food or whatever. Yeah.
So we did all that. And then same thing. My mom was somewhat religious, and my dad was they were the ones that really dropped the scale. My mom was more of the churchgoer.
Yeah, yeah.
And my dad wasn't, but he believes. And then I was never, I don't know, it was weird because when I was growing up, it wasn't I'm Catholic. I was because I was told to be.
Yeah, yeah, same.
And we have to do the sacraments. You have to do first communion or confirmation.
Yeah.
And again, it wasn't because I believed.
It's just in your family tradition.
But it was just they want me to do this, and I'll do it.
Yeah.
I don't regret doing it. It's not, and I don't denounce it at all.
Yeah.
Every time I'll go to church and I do the first. I'm not going up.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't. It was weird. High school kind of made me less
religious.
In a way, yeah. I was gonna say less, or maybe more skeptical about the religion.
Yeah, I feel sometimes whenever things get pushed down your throat, or you just have to see it all the time, it might deter you from stuff.
But that's what I liked about it because it wasn't they made you read a lot.
Yeah,
they made you try to read all these religion books, read the Bible a lot.
But there were other classes that got into other little stuff too.
Oh yeah, our junior year we stopped talking about the Bible and we started talking about
philosophy,
vocational stuff, and and then senior year was philosophy. But that was the thing. It was like less. It opened your mind up to a lot of things, and they were also open to like concepts that almost went against the church in a sense. But
yeah.
Because like even in middle school, we learned about evolution. And
Yeah.
a lot of people, if you learn the history of evolution, like that was the crux of Catholicism, of Christianity, right? Because the argument is that evolution disproved that God created.
Yeah, but then over time, people are like, we could both think.
You can marry him,
yeah,
in a sense. Yeah, like God could have set they've done it on TV shows, like one of them is Futurama, where they're like, you know, the all-knowing God could have set this in motion. Like he could have.
Yeah,
that's for sure could be a possibility. That's the thing about everything is people always talk about, and we're going on a little sidetrack on it into our next topic. But like people always talk about facts as or they talk about things as if they're facts.
Yeah,
and they're really not. You know.
I always thought like we had like a cool priest whenever we had to do those high school masses, so that was fine. Like it wasn't like, I mean, sometimes we'd have a different priest and we'd be like, bro, this is ass. Yeah, but the few times we had the cool priest, it was like, all right, this is cool.
He came from my middle school.
Oh damn!
And then he started off like a year in my middle school, and then he went to St. Francis, and then he went back. And then he started jumping around. Yeah. So he's still in the diocese.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But it was always interesting because senior year he taught one of my classes, and he was basically saying like, yeah, like in college I was partying and doing all this shit, and then like one day I was just like, nah, and he just
That's what you learn about a few, because the other priests, because we're talking about Steve, right? Father Steve.
No, it was Father Kim, I think.
Yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah.
So we're talking about him. There was also another one we had. It was Father Kevin. Kevin? He was the bald guy.
I know what you're talking about.
Is that his name?
I don't know what his name.
Anyways, he was really cool too, because I went on a
immersion. Is it immersion?
It was the immersion. It was like it wasn't the silent retreat. It was it wasn't an immersion.
Yeah, it's a retreat
where you go cross country. Yeah. It was a retreat, but it was specifically for people who were getting their confirmations through St. Francis.
Oh, okay.
So like I had Ozzy in there and a few other people. I just remember Ozzy because I like hung out the most for some reason.
Was it mainly people in our like?
It was all in our grade.
Okay.
Because they only did the confirmation our senior year.
Got it.
But he was good. He said the same thing. He's like, I fell in love with this girl and like this and that, and then turned out, and I like realized that I was like a man. Like I'd rather be a man of God, because it wasn't that like the girl was the reason why he went to become a priest. But he was like weighing his options. Do I go through the priesthood, or do I stick with this girl and
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because my dad also wanted to be a priest, so he's kind of religious, but he also we have this viewpoint where it's like, you don't have to be someone who goes to church all the time or prays every day. Like end of the day, at least if you're a good person and you have like a set of morals that you stand by, it's like no one's gonna fault you on that.
I don't even think the Bible, or at least Catholicism, believes in that. Like it's good to go to church on Sundays, but it's not required. In the commandments, they just say keep holy the Sabbath. Right? Yeah. So that just means on the seventh day, Sabbath day, Sunday,
you don't do anything.
Leave that day for God.
Yeah.
Right. They know a lot of Chick-fil-A does that because they have a very Christian foundational background. America's Tire, Discount Tire does that as well. It's the same thing. They're very strong Christian background. So even places do that so they can get people to who do believe in that idea. And people who don't, it's a nice free day to have off. But for the people who do, they can actually follow what they want to follow.
Yeah, and
I think even there's a lot of religions that do that. Like on one day you rest.
Yeah. I'm sure pretty much everyone except for Buddhism has a specific day. Yeah, I want to say, but
I'm not talking we're not talking about holiday. We're talking about day in the week.
Yeah,
I know. I want to say it's Jews who do it as well.
Yeah, I think there's this Saturday night to something. I don't know what the days are.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't be. Yeah, I can't be confident in mine.
But I also thought our high school was cool because we did a moral issues class, and I thought that was interesting. I don't know if many high schools do a class like that, but it really I don't know who
turned away from I know what you're talking about. It turned away from religion and just turned to how you said just your morals and ethics.
Yeah, I don't know who you had for yours, but I had a Campagna or I
had Campagna too.
But
was that the class we had together junior year?
Maybe, probably.
Did you have Quinn in your class?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, we had the same.
Like he would every Monday he'd be like, okay, what were some bad things you guys did over the weekend? And I was like in the first few weeks I was like, this is kind of weird, but then over time I was like, well, I guess he was just trying to see like why are people making certain decisions, and like it was just kind of interesting just to see his thought process.
It was an introspection through. It was almost like how I wouldn't say therapist because
I was gonna say like therapy, but
it was like he would make you introspect,
like why you did
through
something.
questioning.
Yeah.
You know, it was almost like he did the Socratic method for you to figure out why you're doing the things you're doing, and because he would get people at times, and he kept it all confidential, which was really cool. And that was like one of his.
That's how we built the trust for the class to actually say like what's going on.
He has a lawyer background,
which is very interesting too. But he was
that made sense as to why he was so good at like
figuring
getting
out
people to like speak out in like information.
But he was also like chill, like. I would go, like, I hated going in the library. Like, I'm not someone who likes being in super quiet areas. So I would just go to his classroom and do homework in the mornings.
I would just try to hang out with him a lot. Not in that one, but like,
yeah.
Every time I saw him, I would always say what's up, and we'd like walk to class or something.
And he would always be like, oh, I'm taking class off. And like, most teachers just have like some weird thing that they're doing. He's like, yeah, I'm doing an Ironman this weekend in Boston. And I'm like, bro, what the heck?
He was a really cool teacher.
I'm like, damn.
He was one of my faves for sure. I had a lot of good teachers, honestly.
Yeah, I think like our high school had a decent amount of good. Like we had Mr. Smith, he was a good teacher.
That's the thing is like, I don't know. I've had such like a metamorphosis from like high school and college to now that like I think all of my teachers were good in their own right.
Yeah, I think it's crazy because when you look back on it, you don't realize how influential your teachers are, even if you don't like what the material itself that they're teaching. Because like I know some people in college, they'll try like a major or whatever, and if they have a bad teacher, they're like, I don't want to do this major anymore. Yeah. So like teachers really have like a huge influence.
Influence for sure. And like I don't know, college teachers were easier to not like too.
Yeah, I mean because
like some of them just didn't care. You know what I mean? Like at our high school, it seemed like a lot of the teachers cared about their students.
And they tried to get to know the students somewhat. Like,
well, they had a thing for the teachers. They had to do because like we had to do 2 like events or 2 activities and so did the teachers. So they also had to like
help out with something.
With students outside of class. So it wasn't like it wasn't like a 9 to 5 where I'm like I just got to power through these 4 classes today. Teach them what I have to teach them, and I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Some teachers were like that because like their sole purpose was to be the football coach or was to be the the varsity. It was really varsity.
But like there were some teachers who like they taught their class and then they'd like lead the debate team or like they'd do like other stuff. And I was like, it was pretty cool.
And then you'd learn about it like how he was a poker player, professional poker player.
He was like super smart and shit.
He was a genius. That's why he talked hella. I mean, it wasn't why he talked hella fast, but I mean, it became a reason.
His brain was like going super fast.
Just fired off. Have you ever seen him and Foy walk together? Oh my God.
Walk together? Yeah, I've never heard them debate, but
they would just. It was pretty impressive, man. Because I don't know. I always ran into those two just chatting it away, and we would always walk in the same direction, and I just overhear the conversation. I'm just like, I don't even know what I'm comprehending right now.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Like in that regard, like I feel like from my perspective, I at least got good teachers or pretty solid teachers. Like even the teachers I might have not liked or whatever, I'm like, maybe if some teachers were just like super hard for no reason, I was like, it kind of helped for college though. So like, I don't even regret like.
Well, that was like Chech. He was so.
But difficult. He was nice though.
he was awesome.
Yeah.
He had a totally cool, but he was such a difficult teacher because he was so genius that it was hard to teach. It's genius.
You just couldn't pass it on.
Yeah. Or like the gap between my incompetence and his competence was so big that there was such a...
And especially because like other people in our class for Comprog had done some Comprog before, and we both just went in like... Or at least, I don't know if you had experience, but I was like, I don't know shit. So.
I didn't know anything either. I jumped in because I was like planning to be an engineer, and I was like, I think I need to learn this.
Yeah.
I wanted to get like a little head start on it. But I had him also for stats. So he really liked me because like
he saw you twice,
because every time we talk about like music and sports, and like stats, but not in the sense of like what we learned in AP stats. You know, once we got into that, I was the dumbest kid in that class, dude. I was the dumbest kid in both classes.
I don't get why stats in high school made no sense, but then after it made sense.
It makes perfect sense.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, that's the funny thing is like I used it in like my physics class like 2 semesters ago in West Valley. like you need to do the standard deviation of this and that. Everyone in the class was like, what the fuck is a standard deviation? I'm like, all right, here you go. You just add all the numbers up. And I was just like going through the whole formula of standard deviation. And I was even able to explain why that was the case. You know? Oh, so you add all the numbers up and then you divide by this and then take that number and you square root it. And then standard deviation is based on a bell curve.
Yeah.
And like for every deviation, that's how far it
is from the mean.
From the median. So I think it was like 3 deviations is like 99th percentile.
Yeah.
2 is like 95. 1 is 68, and it goes back the other way as well.
It's crazy, because like now stats isn't everything. People just rely on so much data and stuff, so it's crazy.
But it's weird because like what we learn in AP stats isn't what they show you in ESPN stats, right? ESPN stats is just a bunch of like oh, he made 23 shots today and he made 24 shots tomorrow. Yeah. So the average is 23.5. Stats, like no, it's like standard deviate. Like it's like how do you because a lot of the questions that we did on the exams were like, how do insurance companies calculate their risk when they're dealing with this client who has this blah, 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 and all this information. And then you go through like a bunch of math. I think what a lot of people didn't like about it was like a lot of word problems. Yeah. Which I honestly didn't get. Because for me, like, again, I wasn't at the time, I don't get now, because at the time I was, again, I wouldn't cheat, but I'd have one of the smartest people in the class. I'd sit right next to them, and I'd have him help me on every problem. Yeah. And he was cool. He didn't care, because we also played soccer together. Okay. So he was like, yeah, easy, I got you. And I was like, thank you. Jesus. And that really helped me, but like after the fact, I was like, I actually prefer word problems, because I don't mind seeing like question just
like long ass questions.
Yeah, like straight.
You just gotta highlight and figure out. Yeah,
I don't mind that either because I just like math in general. But there's no content to it. You know what I mean? Like when you see a computation, you're like, okay, what's this computation for? Just to see if you can.
But at least with like a word problem, you can get like a real world scenario or put yourself in that position or whatever. Yeah. Like I used to always hate it because I'd be like, bruh, there's so much fucking writing on this shit.
Well, people would always be like, I thought we were doing math, not reading. Like, but dude, like when you get like in the real world, like you're gonna be dealing with this kind of shit. Someone's gonna throw you information. Yeah, I have to pick out the pieces. And
there were some of those word problems. I'm like, bro, this shit's not happening in real life. Like they just come up with some bullshit ass scenario. But then other ones were
as you progressed in high school and college, though, they became more real.
Or at least even in some of the older textbooks, it would say like, "Oh, real world problem" or some shit. Yeah.
Like physics, like there's always like everyone hated physics because of the word problems. I'm like, dude. But yeah, you have to figure things out because when you find out information, it's gonna be that way. Yeah. John's running 25 meters per second, heading northwest, and then he diverts, east to southeast, going this. What's his vector? And you're like, oh, what the fuck? Yeah. It's like, okay, just like take it one step at a time, write the numbers down. Like, it's not hard.
Just do it step by step. Yeah. Do you have any relatives who are in high school right now, or just finished or anything?
I think. Let's see. The 2 cousins in my generation that are the youngest, both female, I think just graduated last year. Damn. Or even 2 years ago. I think they're into their 2nd year of college. Oh, okay. I think. Yeah. So I think outside of that, after them, like not many. Got it. And my little brother. He just graduated and he's at his 1st year of college as well.
Okay. Because I have a couple of like family friends and like relatives who are in high school or like halfway through or just started. Yeah. And I always just tell them just do your best on everything that you can and then like don't worry about the bullshit. Because I tell them half the time like most people like you're not gonna keep your high school friends. Most people. So I'm like, it's not really worth it, like, to care about what those people think about you in the long run. Like, it would be nice, like, okay, to build connections for the future or whatever. But, like, don't let what people say get to your head because that shit doesn't matter.
Right. Just live your life, man. Yeah. Like, if you don't end up with the friends in high school, then, like...
Well, yeah, and I also tell
make different ones, Like, it wasn't meant to be. Like, my brother, he's an example. He, like, most of a good big group of his friends are all from high school. Oh, okay. So, like, not the ones that we hang out with. The ones that he goes out with. Half of them are from high school. And then like also the people I see in like at the bar at high school, they're all hanging out with the same group. So like it happens, but
like I still hoop with the same high school friends, mainly because like my other friends don't hoop, so it's like But
I didn't expect to ball with them, not in the sense of like.
You didn't expect them to be there,
Yeah. I kind of had a feeling because I knew you still hung or talked to them.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's not going to be a regular thing, and now it's becoming a regular
Well, yeah, because
thing.
they're the ones who always want to like hoop and like do stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I always tell people, even like in high school, because they're so worried about like getting into college or whatever. I'm like, bro, just put your best foot forward, and you can just live with the results. Like,
yeah, honestly, just be real too. Be you. Don't like force yourself to be something you're not. To be friends with people that
don't or might not matter. In the long run. Yeah.
And
not that they won't matter,
but you won't
see
you're gonna regret. Or you're gonna like find resentment in that group or in yourself for making these decisions.
Yeah,
and that's why I stayed so isolated from that thing because like I was like, okay, I definitely it's not that I went the wrong path, but it wasn't the path I wanted to go, so I need to step back. Like I don't care. Yeah. I'll hang out when I need to hang out, but at the same time, I'm not gonna like compromise my own time to figure out what I want for myself. Because I was especially then because I was going through so many different changes. Because I was like, oh, I'm going to be a soccer player at a renowned college. And then like I got injured and I was right out the window. So I had to like, I literally built, which was bad. But I really built my like whole foundation on like.
That soccer thing.
And I wasn't like getting bad grades because of it. I got really good grades, honestly. I didn't try much to like achieve that though. You know, it was like, I did not the bare minimum.
But
I did what I had to get the grades I got. But like my sole focus was going to college for soccer. And once that was out the window, I was like, okay, I need a plan B. I never had a plan B because I didn't think plan A was going to fall through. Yeah. And I still believe in that. Like it's not like, but like
I always feel like
I don't try to make a plan B because I want plan A to succeed. And if I put like a little bit of time towards a different plan, then not all my focus is on plan.
You just got to pick something and just dedicate yourself to it, and you'll see how far you can go.
If things don't turn out, then like that's when you.
Yeah, but at least you can be like, I put my effort into this,
right?
Instead of being like, damn, I did.
Like, I put everything, and that's what I don't regret. It was like I put everything into that.
It didn't work out.
It didn't work out, so now I have to switch up, and I'm okay with that. You know, at the time I wasn't because like.
Yeah, that was all you knew. Yeah.
High school was such a different time, and I was my mind was very feeble at the time. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
I was like, oh great, you have all those second guessing, like regretful moments, like, man, I spent all this time doing soccer when I could have hung out and made more friends and hang out with them and do this.
I feel like when you're in that high school bubble, I guess, like things seem more important than they actually are because you're just so focused on like the high school landscape.
Well, that becomes your
life,
You know, it's like you go home to do homework, eat food, go to sleep, and like then you go to high school to do almost everything. You spend 8 hours a day,
and if you play sports,
at high school.
It's crazy. Yeah. And I bet you it's probably weirder for people now with like all the social media. Like like Instagram started when we were in high school.
So did Snapchat.
Yeah, but they weren't at the point where people like
it was still at the point of food pictures.
Yeah. It was just like very like back then, like getting 100 likes was like a lot. Now it's like
So you couldn't make a profession out of it. And people, I don't know what people use it.
Like, that's so weird. Like, imagine you go into high school and someone's already, like, social media famous or something. Yeah, it's just so, that's such a weird TikTok dynamic. Yeah.
Yeah, I keep getting, like, I work at the bar, and every time one girl wants to, like, talk to me, they'll always ask for my Instagram or something like that. I'll tell them I don't have any.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're lying. You're a liar. Everyone has it. I'm like, I guess I'm not everyone, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't, you know?
Yeah, for a while, I would, like, because my IG's deactivated, they'd be like, can I add you on IG? I'm like, my IG is deactivated. They're like, why? And I'm like, I don't know. I just needed a break from it. They're like, oh my God, I couldn't even do that. I'm like, it doesn't make that big of a difference, bro. Like,
I have Instagram. I still have it, but I have it.
Like, you don't use it.
Purposes.
Yeah.
I don't use it to scroll and like look at it.
I feel like I just literally use social media to message friends because people don't text that much anymore.
What I do on Instagram, they don't. Because this happened last night where the girl asked, this girl was chatting me up. You know, I was working. This girl was chatting me up the whole time. And she was like, she was asking, like, what's your Instagram?
Yeah.
And I don't have one. I do. Again,
you use it.
I literally use my Instagram to take pictures of my art.
Yeah.
Just to make sure I have it saved. You know, because every time I did take a picture on my photos, for some reason, if I delete it, it's like instantly gone.
Yeah.
It's harder to delete an Instagram post, or like it's more work. So.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't have one. Like, you're not gonna find any of like my photos of me on my Instagram kind of thing, because she won't. It's gonna be all my art shit. So I said that, she immediately was like, "You're lying," and I was like, "No, I'm dead ass." And her friend came by, and she's like, "I believe him." And I was like, "Thank you." and that was pretty much it. She's like, "Well, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to get in contact with you." I'm like, "Well, you can give me your number."
Yeah. People just are so weird about giving their number out. I'm like, bro.
Like, you can just give me your number, and she was like, how about I just give you my number? I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Like,
yeah,
we have phones. Like, they're not social media fucking boxes.
Yeah.
They're phones. Like,
it's crazy. Like, I went up to a girl once and I was like, "Oh, do you want my number?" She's like, "No." And my friend was like, "Nah, you should have asked her for the Snap." I'm like, "What the fuck is the difference, bro? What is the difference?"
So when I was dating my most
recent
serious relationship, right? Well, it wasn't a long one, but it was very meaningful.
Yeah.
That's how, because I did have Snapchat at the time, and I did have people, like, I was Snapchat on, this was again like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, you were more on it, like active.
2017. This was a few years ago. But yeah, I was on it because like all my friends Snap. We had a group chat to hang out so I was on Snapchat a lot and Instagram. But that's how she didn't ask for my phone number. She asked for my Snapchat.
Yeah.
And I was like, at the time I didn't think anything of it, but I'm like, what's wrong with that phone number? Like, I understand like with Snap you can take photos of yourself. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like half the time people don't even use it for that. They'll take a picture of like,
the wall,
half
bro.
Of their face and like their forehead
or their foot or something, like, bro. Like, I have conversations on Snap, they're just text conversation, and I'm like, bro, why do we not just text?
Yeah.
But yeah.
there is that like an anonymity to it in a sense, right? Because like you can only keep messages on for so long.
Yeah.
But even then, like, still, like, it's just text. Like, I'm not saying like just text, but like I just text. So if you want to hang out with me,
just text.
I don't even like texting, to be honest. I think we talked about this because like for me when I text, I lose topics to talk about in person. If we talk about everything through text, then I'm like, I come up to hang out with you, I have nothing to talk about. That was a bad date because
we
already covered everything I wanted to ask. You know?
And then if you ask too many questions, they're like, "Why are you prying information?" I'm like, "All right, bro, this is a lose-lose. I'm done."
It's a formula for sure.
Bruh.
We're gonna crack it one day.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I haven't been focused to do that. I've never had that like that lustful like I need a girlfriend drive. Like a lot of people do.
I've never had the I need a girlfriend drive.
You've had the lust drive.
I've had the I could use a hookup right now.
I went through that phase for sure.
Yeah.
But after that, it was a small but heavy phase. But after that, I really like stepped back and was just like, what am I doing? Like, I don't even feel good doing this shit.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I have moments where I'm like, oh, it'd be cool if I had someone to like talk to, or like, instead of hitting up my friends all the time, be like, okay, at least this person would always be down to hang or whatever.
Yeah, I do that too. I have those moments, but at the same time, I'm just like,
yeah. It comes and goes really fast.
It's never going to be the way you imagine it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's never going to be like, I could talk to this person all the time.
Yeah, there's so many different dynamics too. And I say that, and we're both hella busy. So it's like, yeah.
But man, high school was a fucking world, man. It really was.
And it seems so long ago. I can barely remember half the shit that happened.
I remember like a lot of moments, or if I hang out with certain people,
they'll come back.
A lot of those memories with that person will come in. Like, Yo, do you remember? I remember shit from like 4th grade too. Yeah. But I have to like hang out with the person to be like to access those, like
trigger it. Yeah.
Oh, you remember this time? And they'd be like, no. I'm like, oh, it happened though. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of sucks because like when they don't remember and you do.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I know that's how it happened. You're like, I don't remember. And you're like. Maybe.
Like last week when you guys were doing like the video game ones, you guys were talking about a few games, and it just reminded me of so many like childhood memories that like I hadn't thought about in years.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
It's like little keywords that.
Yeah. Like, just hearing the names of some of the video games and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, shit.
I don't know. What was your? Did you have like a favorite high school subject
Nah.
or teacher?
I would say teacher. I liked Ivers, and then like Campagna was cool. I didn't have any teachers I hated though. That's weird. So I don't know. Like
I had a lot of teachers I didn't like, but I didn't have them as teachers.
Okay.
So like Bradford.
I had Bradford for photography though, so it was different.
Well, and I didn't hate him, but like I know he hated me. He didn't like me because I remember. Again, we had standards for dress code.
And your hair was hella long and
shit.
Yeah,
and it wasn't out of standard because I just had to keep it tied up. And there was one instance where I had it down, and this was even before class started. Before school started. And I was walking to class, and he just like pulled me aside and went, all right, I'm taking you to the dean's. We're getting this situated. You're getting either your haircut or you're getting expelled. And I was like, that's a big drastic
Just a jump
move. Yeah. It's like I didn't know you had that authority. And so literally I was on my way to class and I didn't get to go to class because he was walking me to the dean's. And then I got intercepted by Tennant, our principal. Awesome. She was cool. She was like, I'll take care of it from here. And like on our way over there, she was like, I'm gonna let this one slide. Like not in a mean way. She was like, we both look at each other like we both know I saved you. And I was like, I know. And she was like, yo, I don't mind the hair. It looks good. It's luscious. But, there's some teachers out here who don't like it. And, you ran into one of them. And just got to keep it tied up. I was like, okay. But I still got to take you to the dean's because they were married, right? The dean and Bradford were married. I still got to take you there because, like, I won't hear the end of it. You didn't end up. All right. And I go to the dean's and, like, Tennant was just, like, filling her in on the details. On her details, right? She's like, okay, and it was so funny because this was like the moment that I was like, I really stopped caring about it because like she gave me that same ultimatum that Bradford gave me, like if we catch you again, you're either gonna chop it off or we're getting like it's gonna be like academic like
probation or something.
Yeah, like there's gonna be like big consequences, like not detention. So,
yeah.
I've never been a bad student though.
Yeah, it's just fucking hair.
And so they emailed or called. I think there was an email. They emailed both my parents, and I was like expecting them to be like, I didn't know what to expect because I knew it was a dumb situation, and I hoped they thought it would have been a dumb situation, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
A lot of times, parents will always side. Not in my case.
Yeah.
Like
not in my case either.
Yeah, but parents will side with the teachers.
Yeah.
But like they came up to me and they're like, your dean gave me this stupid message. And I was like, oh, what up? Like your hair, and they're gonna like give you like all these consequences if you don't, or they'll make you cut it, this and that. They want us to make you cut it. And I was like, okay. And they're like, we don't give a shit. And I was like, yes. Like, that's when I stopped truly caring. I tied it up. I kept it tied up.
Yeah, just so you wouldn't get in trouble.
Except for the classes that didn't care. Like I remember Chet's didn't care, so I just like, because I hated tying my hair.
Yeah.
Because like I didn't have it like long enough to put it into one like solid bun, so I'd do like two top ponytail, one on top, one on bottom. Because like I could bun it in one, but it was just like pulled on my hair so much.
Oh yeah, I feel it.
But yeah, that was like the one time I was like, dude, my senior year, and like I've never been a bad student. Like I never got.
They're just finding little shit to like. Yeah.
They just wanted. I don't know why he had anything against me.
Yeah, I've had Bradford come up to me when I was walking into like classes, and he'd be like, "You have to go shave,"
yeah.
And I'm like, "Bro, fuck this."
Yeah. He was like, "This is the standard." Because again, I like found that like loophole. You know what I mean? Like you can't have long hair except if you tie it up. Bet. Because it was lengthwise. Like it can't be below your shoulders, and because I tied it up, it wasn't below my shoulders, so
they can't say anything.
Yeah, they couldn't get me on anything. It was like a little loophole in the fucking system, and he hated that. I
used to literally tell him, they're like, you have to shave. I'm like, bro, I shaved yesterday. Like, what the fuck? I'm not shaving again.
But I didn't not like him. But he really didn't care for me. This was Deneen. Did you ever have Deneen?
Yeah, I had Deneen my senior year. I didn't like hate him or anything, but I mean, he definitely had like favorites.
Yeah.
And they were all people who played sports, mainly football.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't mean to me or anything, but...
He really didn't care for me at all. It was like... We did have a lot of athletes in our class, and he did favor those ones. But, like, he favored... It just seemed like he favored everyone over me.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Fuck.
Like I was like bottom of the totem pole in his class. He's like, "What sports do you play?" I was like, "Soccer." He's like, "Oh, cool." You know, like he was like, "Oh, he's an athlete, awesome."
Yeah.
And then like after that day, like it wasn't because of that moment, but like after like he just like went from like, "Oh, he plays soccer, dope," and it just slowly for some reason out of nowhere was just like,
Down.
I couldn't care about this.
Yeah.
Like everyone loves this guy, and I just couldn't figure. I mean, I could figure out why. But I was like,
Yeah, I mean, his classes were easy. He did hella extra credit. I mean, no one really.
he was a very easy. Again, that was another reason I wasn't, because I like being challenged in class.
Yeah.
That's the reason I go to school. I want to get challenged. I want to learn, and he never taught.
Yeah.
Like literally, I remember we did like this Jeopardy thing where we partner up with students, and I partnered up with Zach from your school, your middle school.
Oh, you had to answer those questions.
Yeah, it was like Jeopardy questions, and the one that we got was like, or half of them were like, how many years are in a millennium? I thought we were learning history.
Yeah.
What's this? How many years are in a century? Dude,
Right.
what are we doing now?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
This is just basic ass questions.
Yeah, I was like, this is dumb. It's not, I'm ready to like go like, hey, why did Washington sail this? Or, you know, I was like getting ready for that shit.
Like legit Jeopardy ass questions.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Yeah. Okay, and then we'll end this after the. Oh, we did best teachers. Did you ever have Readaboo? I'll just bring that up. You know who Readaboo is? He was a ceramics and art teacher.
Oh,
I
know who he is because he was a football coach, right?
No, he was a water polo coach.
Oh, okay.
He was very.
He had like a goatee. No, is that someone else?
That was Skata.
Oh, okay. Because I think he also taught in that room for something. Okay.
Yeah. So one was a basic drawing and arts teacher, and he did drawing too, and then Gata was. I think he did basic drawing. He did ceramics 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
They were cool teachers.
Yeah, I didn't take ceramics, but I had a couple of friends who did.
We'll end it on this note. Our high school, St. Francis, was really cool. It was very up to date, and it did help a lot of people exceed or excel in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
For sure. I liked the way the system was built, like the way it was kind of, like it still had like the basic old schools.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge fan of that. But like the way they like tried to make it better and make it more like student oriented instead of just like system oriented was awesome. You know, I wasn't a huge fan of the people in it because they just carried this like
demeanor,
this ego with them all the way through. But you know,
I feel like you'd find that at any high school too. Yeah.
Oh, all day long. But ours was like central, focused. Like that was like the focal point. All the time.
Yeah.
Never not. Every rally was that. You know?
Yeah.
But again, at the end of the day, like, because like my perspective of it, like from like recent years, has changed based on like being in it and like even in like my college years. Because I really, really had a negative outlook on it, but looking at it today, it's been way more positive.
Yeah.
And that's because of the lessons instead of looking at it as of like, you know, damn, that was a shitty situation, or damn, I should have talked to that girl, or damn, I should have done something different. I just went, well, now is a better lesson to learn, and now I won't make that mistake again.
I feel it.
You know.
Now, I'm sure there's people who have like horrible high school experiences, and I feel bad for like those people.
Yeah.
But I'm lucky, like I'm not like on either end of the spectrum. I'm just kind of like high school was whatever. Like high school was what high school should have been.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, I could also attest to that in the sense of like, I wasn't miserable. You know, I know in some situations people can say that.
Yeah.
High school was miserable and I regret or this and that. There's nothing I can do to it, and that's true. Sometimes it's out of your control. I just hope that you can find your like, either if you're looking for a group, you find them,
or
if
looking
you're trying
for
to
yourself.
look for yourself, you find it, and you're okay with how it goes. You know, because like, end of the day, no one's gonna be like 100% with you about you being 100% with yourself.
Yeah.
You know, no one's gonna like. It's almost like it's a jealousy thing in a sense.
Yeah.
Right? People don't like that you're comfortable in your own skin, so they gotta put you on their level.
Yeah, or they gotta find things to make you uncomfortable with yourself or whatever.
Right. Yeah. So they can feel like,
there's something
I brought
wrong
them
with
back down
to
earth because this guy's on cloud nine because he's in his own world. So this isn't like advice or anything like that, but like take that time. And I'm talking like advice. I took the time to like discover myself, and I think that was the best time I spent to do it.
Yeah.
You know, instead of like trying to go to the parties and trying to like find friends and find outside sources of like acceptance, I found acceptance from within. And I've had to do it multiple times, but that was one of the biggest moments I did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think
go ahead. I'm sorry.
my last thing would be like, as long as like if you look in the mirror and you're happy with that person, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Like,
It really doesn't. As long as you're happy with you, it really
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It's a good note to end on. And with that, it's your boy Maui,
and your boy Bambi.
and this is
Couch surfing. Peace.